Matty East, Corey Flanagan and Troy Colliger have been three dominant players this season for the Tigers already. Bell Post Hill will probably go in with Tom Sveljak, David Wall and probably Nathan Lewis as well. But Chris, we've watched Bell Post Hill a couple of times this year, and their discipline is a bit of a problem for their coach David Cook. A couple of times we've watched them, they've had players sent off and reported. They certainly can't afford to do that this afternoon against Bannockburn.
No, certainly not against the experienced side in the Bannockburn side, and they have a number of players who can actually wear a lot of heavy knocks and go on and play the footy. But as you say, Bell Post Hill a little bit undisciplined, and they'll need to certainly have that intact today if they're to take it right up to Bannockburn. They'll need to do it for 4 quarters, but their discipline will have to be kept intact right throughout the game, especially as the game does become physical.
Chris, your selection this afternoon?
Without a doubt, Bannockburn.
Bannockburn for you, and let's write that down to make sure we've got everybody. So Chris is going for Bannockburn. Our resident guru here, our technical coordinator, always picks the upset. Are you going to pick Bell Post Hill this afternoon, Brett? By 5 points. So Brett Rovere, our technical coordinator, has gone for Bell Post Hill by 5 points, and he does not know anything about football, but that's okay. I've picked Bannockburn by 32 points, so it should be a fairly close game this afternoon. I think it'll be a bit closer than what a lot of people expect, but we'll find out soon. We've got the big man in the ruck for Bannockburn, Peter Moore, who we haven't seen so far, and a legendary name there in AFL ranks, Peter Moore. He'll be going up against Vid Maranovic for Bell Post Hill, so a big task for those that both the ruckmen this afternoon. As we said, the umpires this afternoon, Simon Flowers and Jason Armstrong in the middle, Dominic Valenti and Trevor Zimmer running the boundary, Adam Edwick and Peter Taylor in the goal square for the umpires this afternoon.
And interesting to see Paul Smith and also the Darren Roweth starting on the interchange bench for Bannockburn. So interesting move. A
couple of big name players there for Bannockburn starting on a bench this afternoon. In the middle, Brett Osborne, Tom Sveljak, Brett Feldman with Vid Maranovic in there for Bell Post Hill, and Troy Colliger, Christian Shaw and Corey Flanagan. 3 big possession getters for Bannockburn are in the centre with Peter Moore.
And David Cook's lined up at centre half back, obviously going to run through the middle and try and generate some play through the middle there. And I think this game will be a very fast one, Jason, and let's hope we have a good commentary.
Let's hope so. Up first bounce of the ball, umpire Flowers puts it down. Flanagan goes up in the end with Maranovic. Sveljak gets the first kick of the game, pushes out towards the outer wing, looking for David Wall. Has to run back with a flight of the ball, takes a good mark too. Pressure came there from Matty East, and David Wall takes a good mark. Will kick it from the wing. On the outer side, goes with his left boot now. The lead's on. Christian Shaw's getting back there. It's in front though, and a good mark taken. Paul Wentworth on the half back, goes with his left boot, kicks back into the centre. Nathan Lewis, can he take the mark? No, he can't. Pressure from Wayne Colliger, slips over, then he gets the ball, gets up, right foot kick towards half forward, looking for his brother Sean. Also with him there was Angus Hewitt. Got the numbers. Brad Martin's there now. Can he pick it up? Yes, he can. Then he's tackled. Good tackle, and it was dropping the ball. Umpire Flowers said free kick's going to go to Bannockburn. It's going to be Angus Hewitt at half back for Bannockburn. He goes back in towards Flanagan. Flanagan takes a good mark on the point of the square at half-back, trying to move the play on quickly. He does so. Switches play towards Wentworth. Could be dangerous. Goes out towards Jurek. He's got supporting Wall as well if he can get him the handball. He can do so now. Wall has got the left foot going. He goes long towards full forward. White against Broad. White uses his body. Broad gets back. He's got support also. Rough Robbie's there. Henderson gets a good handball to Della Hunt. They can run it out. Goes towards getting around the Nathan Rose. He gets tackled. White and Sean Lewis running at it now. Hewitt a long way behind Sean Lewis. He can run in and kick the first goal here. Can he do so? He has. The youngsters kick the goal. And Sean Lewis puts the first goal on the board for Bell Post Hill.
Yes, a poor bit of play there by the young fella there in Nathan Rose for Bannockburn. As he was tackled, he handballed it back in across the centre goal area, and the young fella there in Sean Lewis was quick to make amends for the mistake of Nathan Lewis and finished it off in fine fashion for his team. And they, on the LBW chart of the count scoreboard, lead at the first 3 minute at the 3 minute mark. Bell Post Hill 1 goal straight, 6 points, leading Bannockburn, who are yet to score.
Yep, so good start there for Bell Post Hill, and back to the centre now.
Ruck work to be done on this occasion there by the big fella in Moore as against Maranovic. Umpire to put the ball down in the centre of the ground. It does so this time. The bounce favours Moore, but it's over his head, punched away on that occasion by Butch Shaw. Butch gets it up to Flanagan. Flanagan handballs over to Wentworth. He's running towards the boundary line to pick up the footy, but it beats both players over the boundary line as the young fellow there in Sean Lewis was hot in pursuit of Paul Wentworth, and will be thrown in on centre wing just in front of our commentary box. Moore's got the front position. Maranovic over the back, forgets the knock away. Down towards Then there was that player Spelljack. Gets it over to Flanagan. Flanagan gets knocked down to the ground, and umpire calls it out of bounds on the floor as it come off Corey Flanagan's boot just as it close to the boundary line, and the infringing kick will be taken by Lewis. Lewis on centre wing. Sends the ball down to centre half forward. Up looking for his teammates up forward. Nobody can take the mark there. It comes over the back now to the player there in Mad Martin. He gets the handball over the top, over towards his teammate there, which I can't pick up under the pack because the Bannockburn players are coming straight in on top of him, and but it's held into that player and will be bounced up at centre half forward.
That was Feldman there, Brett Feldman.
Brett Feldman.
Yep, at the bottom of the pack. So Bann's down, about 40 out. Going up there was Moore against Maranovic. Falls towards the defence. Colliger. That's Troy. Handball back to Christian Shaw. Butch goes high with his left boot. Back towards Corey Flanagan. 1 against 3. Osborne's up. Oh, good mark. Corey Flanagan. Pay that. And they have the captain of the Tigers has taken the mark at half-back grandstand side. Pushes Bannockburn into attack for the first time. Clinton Shaw's got away from McClure there and takes a good mark too. Had to stretch. Took it at half forward. So he's going to try and set something up now for the Tigers. He's getting around McClure. He does so easily. McClure slips over. Shaw now goes long. 1 out, getting back there. Cameron Carr in front. Good mark. Mickey Matchovic. And Matchovic takes the mark in the back pocket for Bell Post Hill. We'll drive them back in towards the centre of the ground. Good kick to Feldman and Osborne. Feldman goes up. Can't take the mark. Numbers now for Bannockburn. Can they pick it up? They can't do so. Osborne can. He's tackled. Good play. Troy Colliger got service out to Butch Shaw. Butch Shaw kick towards Cameron Carr, and he takes the mark for Bell Post Hill at half back.
Cameron Carr's kick out towards the boundary line and finds his teammate out there in David Wall. Quick to move the ball on up to the half-forward line. Finds his brother up there in Lewis. Sean Lewis truly went for the bounce, but the bounce eluded him when it came back, but he quick to recover, puts it onto his left boot across the centre half-forward. Hot pressure there by the Bannockburn defence. It comes out to Cook. Gets the handball over to Feldman. Feldman puts the ball down to the half-forward line, but it's old Bannockburn down there, and a fine mark in defence will be taken by Steve Delahunt in the last line of defence. He moves the ball on quickly. Kicks the ball over. This time, it was over to Steve Delahunt from Colliger.
Yep.
He moves it on now over to Matthew East, and East has taken a mark at half back. Players from his team are calling the ball forward, but he's a bit slow to move the ball on is Matthew East, but now he moves it into the centre of the ground, but no one there for the Bannockburn side, and it's marked in there by Brett Osborne. He's quick to move the ball on now over to the half-forward line, looking for the fellow up there for the Bell Post Hill side. He knocks the ball on now, but it only goes to that player there in Steve Delahunt. Kicks it out towards the wing position, out there looking for Flanagan. Flanagan, the bounce ball comes back into him nicely. He takes a bounce and sends the ball up to the half-forward line. Up there looking for his teammate up there in Nathan Rose. He couldn't find him. The bounce eluded him, but it comes back to Troy Shaw now. Puts it onto his boot and has a flying shot for a goal, but it's only 1 point. And a nice bit of movement of the ball down there by Bannockburn, but wasn't finished off all that well, and only 1 point was registered, and that moves Bannockburn onto 1 point on the LBW chart of the count scoreboard, trailing Bell Post Hill, who are 1 goal 6.
We're playing 6 minutes in this first quarter. Short little kick out from Matchovic, finds Wall in the back pocket. The captain of the Panthers goes wide towards Brett Feldman. It might be too wide. It just bounces inside the boundary line. Feldman couldn't make up the ground. It's going to be a boundary throw in at half forward for Bell Post Hill. Moore and Maranovic to do the ruck work for their respective sides. Thrown in now, good throw in too. Butch Shaw goes up, gets his right fist to it, falls to Spelljack. He's got Wall in support, uses him. Left foot kick back towards Cook in the middle. Delahunt got a hand on it, couldn't take it with him. Hewitt tries to tap it out. Right on his hammer there was Jurek. Moore left the ball for Butch Shaw, then he got wrapped up. Osborne, handball, back towards Nathan Lewis on the wing. He's got time now, gets onto his left boot, goes high towards half forward. Feldman and Hewitt. Feldman kept his eye on it, took a mark at half forward. He can move it on quickly now for the Panthers. Hewitt though, good smother. Handball from Moore is not effective, goes towards Spelljack, he slips over Colliger, threw it to Butch Shaw, he got away with it. Shaw now, long towards Andrews, leading out. Oh, great kick, Butch Shaw, and the drainer, Shane Andrews, takes the mark in front of Mark Hancock, about 35 metres out, directly in front. A chance to put Bannockburn's first goal on the board.
Shane Andrews going back a fair way to line up for that kick.
Yes, he's got the Dennis Lilly run up as usual. 71 goals this season so far for the drainer, and he's walked back into the centre square. He'll be running for about 60 out, 35 metres out. Mark Hancock standing the mark, comes in now on that familiar left boot, and I think he might have just missed it to the near side. He has done so, and one behind for the Bannockburn full forward.
Wasn't a bad kick off the boot, but just inaccurate at the last stage as it was going through the going towards the goalpost. But nice build up there by the Bannockburn side, and very good smother by Jake Hewitt on the boundary line to spoil that kick off the boot of Brett Feldman. But the full back for the Bell Post Hill side just about to move the ball in. He moves it in now to the half-back flank, looking for his captain out there in Wall, but it's punched away from him by Matthew East, and over the boundary line, and will be thrown in about a 50-metre line for the Bannockburn side, in their forward line on the members' side of the ground.
9 minutes gone in this first quarter. Landis Bull and Wisbowski, Charter Accountants' first quarter scoreboard. It's 2 behind Bannockburn. Bell Post.
Free kick was paid to Wall on that occasion. Comes up towards the wing position again, but effective defence there by the player there, Paul Wentworth, for the Bannockburn side, punching the ball away from Sean Lewis. And once again, the ball will be thrown in on centre wing position, right in front of our commentary box here at Victoria Park.
One straight goal, Bannockburn. Bell Post still. Bannockburn 2 behind, 4 points of difference. 10 minutes in, throw in, Moore tried to get it down to Colliger. Sveljak at the bottom of the pack where he usually is. Little Tommy Sveljak, umpire Armstrong says it's mine, and he will bounce down on the centre wing. And a pack of players around the ball. Puts the ball down, Moore and Moranovic both get a fist on it. Good fist away by Troy College, and Matty East runs at the ball. Good handball. Stephen Winner, the coach of Bannockburn. Good handball. Corey Flanagan kicks from the middle of the ground, looking for long. There was Andrews getting back. Ronnie Pilgrim as well. Great pick up by Ronnie. Kicks over his shoulder. Kick the goal. Great work, Ronnie Pilgrim. That's where he's dangerous. And Ronnie Pilgrim kicks his first and Bannockburn's first.
I was talking about that before the game. If Sean Andrews is going to be contested out of the game, well then certainly the players at ground level will come into play for Bannockburn. And on that occasion we saw Ronnie Pilgrim, effective roving skills there, off the hands of the pack, picked it up and snapped it onto his right boot, and he made no mistake of it, as he usually does within within 20 metres of goal. But a nice goal to Ronnie Pilgrim, and on the LBW chart of the Accountants scoreboard, Bannockburn 1-2-8 lead Belperst Hill, who are 1 goal straight, 6 points.
So Bannockburn take the lead. 11 minutes into this first quarter. Moranovic and Moore go up. Moranovic gets it towards Sveljak, but chopping it off there was Stormy Winner. Winner goes long now, back towards Troy Shaw. Slipping over at the crucial moment there was Matty Lewis. Good punch away by Hancock, who led Andrews in the race of the ball. Close to the boundary line, Clinton Shaw's there with Hancock, who followed the play just outside 50 for Bannockburn. It's going to be a boundary throw-in. Players couldn't keep it in there. So on the outer side, half-forward flank with the Tigers attacking. Moore and Moranovic, who have run down to do the ruck work. Over the back there was Feldman and also Shaw. Tapped away again by Moranovic. Wall kicks off the ground towards the wing. Jurek and College are running there. Out towards centre half forward, Wentworth and Sean Lewis. They both fall over. He's got support though, Wentworth. Steve Delahunt got back there, and Nathan Rose in support for the Tigers. He goes wide now towards the grandstand wing. Wayne College are leading Nathan Lewis in the race for the ball, but it's going to beat both players out, and it's going to be a boundary throw-in just between the Bannockburn and Bell Post Hill boxes, and the interchange position on half forward there for Bell Post Hill.
Moore's got the front position on this occasion. He knocks the ball down to his rover there in Smeljak. He gets the handball out. Doesn't go to any player in particular. Goes straight up in the air, and a bit of heavy work done by Moore and also Nathan Lewis on the boundary line as the ball trickles over the boundary line and will be thrown in. Once again, about the same position where it was in front of the interchange bench on this Victoria Park ground. 8 plays 6 here, early stages of the first quarter. Moore's got the front position. Smeljak gets, Smilanovic gets in front. Tapped down by Moore on that occasion towards the boundary line before, and it beats that player in Brad Martin over the boundary line before he can get his hands to it. And much the cheers, the Bronx cheers of the Bannockburn supporters here, down in front of our commentary position. Moranovic gets the front position. Over the back was Moore. Moranovic gets a tap down on this occasion. Goes to Butch Shaw. He drops the ball on that occasion. I think he'll be penalised, and he has been by the umpire for dropping the ball. And the free kick will be taken by that player in Christian Sakuda. Moves the ball up to the half-forward line. Over the back of the pack there was Osborne. He can't get control of the footy, though. Coming in was Cook. He picks it up, hurriedly puts it onto his boot, directs it down towards his half-forward line. But coming in across there was Nathan Rose. Well, looked to go one way, then he directed across and switched the play across the centre half-back. Up there was his coach, but he couldn't take the mark there in Stephen Winter. Comes down to the Bell Post Hill player in Hancock, is it? Or David White. It has a shying shot for goal, but only 1 point can be registered from that kick, and that moves on the LBW chart of the count scoreboard. Bell Post Hill are 1-1-7, but trailing Bannockburn by the solitary point, who are 1-2-8.
Delahunt to kick in for Bannockburn. Been going 14 minutes in this first quarter. Delahunt elects to come grandstand side, looking for Matty East. He's 1 against 2 there. He's got Colliger in support. East, good play. Gives it to Wentworth. Has to be on his left boot. Poor kick towards the wing. Butch Shaw leading. Scooter in the race to the ball. They both can't handle it. Carr running back there for Bell Post Hill also. But it's going to be a boundary throw-in between wing and half-forward. The Panthers attacking. They trail 1-1-7. Bannockburn 1-2-8.
there hasn't been a lot of intensity in the game yet so far, which I would have expected.
No, there hasn't really been. Moranovic gets a good tap to Sveljak. Kicked back into the centre. One out, Jurek. Good mark, Hewitt. Yep, took it at the second attempt just inside the centre square. We'll be able to push Bannockburn deep into attack. He's got Flanagan wide. He elects to go longer, though, towards centre half forward. Pull kick off the boot. Andrews comes out. Can't take the diving mark. Tap, good tap too. Little one to Troy Colliger. Handball's back to the big man, Moore. He's surrounded by Panthers. Handball towards Scooter. Free kick found. It's going to go to Peter Moore. And 55 out. Nathan Lewis infringing there for the Panthers.
Yes, over the shoulder on that occasion when he attacked the Bannockburn player in Peter Moore. But Peter Moore's got the ball about the 50-metre line, drives the ball up there looking for Andrews. Andrews over the back of the pack, heavily contested there by the defence of the Bellpost Hill side. But over the back of the pack on that occasion was player there from Bannockburn in Troy Shaw. Put it off onto his boot, but a hurried shot for goal and only registers one behind. And Troy probably could have put that in his hands there and had a better shot and made Bellpost Hill pay. But the kick in by Bellpost Hill comes out, finds Matthew Lewis at half-back. Standing the mark there is Troy Shaw. Matthew Lewis looking to move the ball onto the wing position. Does so. Looks for his brother up there in Sean, and Sean's taken a mark. Sean Lewis, that is, on centre wing position right in front of player there in Paul Wentworth. Likes to go to centre half forward, up towards his coach in Cook. Up there putting the big hands up though for Bannockburn on that occasion was Nathan Rose, and he's taken a fine mark at half back for the Bannockburn side. Uncontested on that occasion by the Bellpost Hill forward line. Directs the ball over to Stephen Winter. He takes the ball at centre half back, directs the ball and switches it to the outer side of the ground where he sees Jake Hewitt out there running off half back. Directs the ball up to the wing at a half forward position and up there and finds Clinton Shaw at half forward for the Bannockburn side. Clinton Shaw looking up forward for the leader Shane Andrews. Not coming, ignored it. Now he looks to go for the lead. Directs the ball up towards Shane Andrews. He gets hotly in pursuit there from the Bellpost Hill defence. It comes down to ground level. Players from both sides going in hard at that level, and umpires pulled out a free kick here for an infringement on that contest, and it's going to the Bellpost Hill player on the half-back flank.
Martin it is. Brad Martin will take the free kick and push to the outer side. Goes up Henderson against Cook. They both hang on to each other. Nobody can get a tap on the ball. Jurek taps it in front of him. Cook follows it up and picks it up. And then he kicks it off the ground. Clinton Shaw's back there for Bannockburn. Poor kick off the boot by him on the wing. But Lux of Fortune falls to Wayne Colliger, who's got 10 metres at half forward. Looks for the leader Drainer again. Andrews is up over the back of the pack. Colliger got a bad bounce. Matchovic, good thump back towards centre half forward. Corey Flanagan has been tripped. I think it was a high tackle actually when he went down there. Nathan Lewis was against him, so he's going to be kicking from 50, Corey Flanagan. Directly in front. He'll be looking from the lead of Andrews.
I think he could kick it from there. He's a nice kick of the football.
Yeah, there's not much breeze here this afternoon either. So Flanagan now from 50 goes to the teeth of goal. Andrews at behind, pushed in front, trying to tap it through their Bellpost Hill defence. They have done so for a rush behind. Mark Hancock pushed it through. And they move along to 1-4-10 Bannockburn. And 1-1-7 Bellpost still on the LBW Chartered Accountants first quarter score. We've been going 17 minutes. Kicking by Matchovic towards the outer side. Looking for Scooter, but he's surrounded by Tigers. Winter and also Shaw was there. Comes out towards Nathan Lewis. Runs back towards the Bannockburn goal, but he's got Cameron Carr in support, pushed it out wide to Jurek, who beats Hewitt to the ball and gets away from him now, then throws it onto his left boot, goes long towards Wentworth, Bartolo. Wentworth fell over at the crucial moment. Broad, though, good play, came out from full-back, but then it was a poor handball. Going to set up Corey Flanagan. He's good enough to get a kick away and push it back towards the centre of the ground. Standing his ground, O'Keefe. Up the back there was Moore. Colliger tries to tap it on. Sveljak does. Cook bumped off the ball. Matty East tries to trap it. Martin does. Handball back towards Sveljak. Kick across the ground. Or he's going to set Jurek up. He did too. Hewitt came at him and punched it away. Moore taps it out. We're playing ping-pong here at the moment. Out towards Winner. Straight through the pack, as you expect the coach. But then a poor kick finds only Brad Martin in the centre of the ground for Bellpost Hill.
Brad Martin elects to go to the half-forward line looking for Sean Lewis. Sean Lewis recovers after the ball hit the ground, has a running pop at the goal. It's bouncing, it's going in, and it's a goal there for the Bellpost Hill side. Nice set-up there by the player in the middle of the ground there in Brad Martin to look for the loose player out on the half-forward line in Sean Lewis. And Sean Lewis, once he gained control of the football, directed it down, long to the teeth of goal, to the open goal square, and he finished it off nicely for his side and brought up his second goal for the game, and is posing a problem for the half-back line of the Bannockburn side in early stages of this first quarter.
LBW Chartered Accountants first quarter scoreboard. Bannockburn 1-4-10 trail. Bellpost still again 2-1-13. We've been going 19 minutes in this first half. Tapped down by Moranovic towards Sveljak. Gives it to Osborne. Has to sit and wait. He does so and gives it back to Sveljak. They're working well, those two in the middle of the ground for Bellpost still. Goes long towards Feldman. Keeps his eye on the ball. Good tap away by Delahunt. Bartolo first to the ball, but the boundary line is going to beat him. It's going to be a boundary thrown about 25 metres around from the Bell Post Hill goal. So they've had most of the play in this first quarter, and they lead by 3 points.
Certainly look as though they're building the play up into their forward line a lot better than Bannockburn are at this present time. Just blazing away, hoping Shane Andrews will do the rest of it. Up over the back there was Henderson. He tapped the ball down towards the boundary line. Leading in the race for the ball on that occasion was the Bell Post Hill player in Tommy Smeljack, but he got the handball off, but it was too late and the ball was over the boundary line and will be thrown in about 45 metres around from the Bell Post Hill goal, right in front of the Bannockburn pavilion. Ball thrown in. Up over the back was Cook. He grabbed it, put it onto his boot in a hurried fashion, but it only went straight to ground. Players from both sides going in hard at half-back, picked up there by the player in Delahunt. He drives it up to the half-back line. The player from Bell Post Hills couldn't hold the mark, but kicked off the ground there by that player in Martin. He drove it into the teeth of goal up to the Bell Post Hill side, and it's kicked off the ground there on that occasion by the number 18 Guernsey in Tommy Jurek for the Bell Post Hill team, and another goal to them as they move on the LBW chart of the count and scoreboard to 3-1-19, leading Bannockburn, who are 1-4-10.
Yes, we've been playing 20 minutes in this first quarter, and well, we saw a few weeks ago when Bannockburn played Thompson, they started in the same fashion. Thompson started in a blaze of glory. Bell Post still have done the same. 3-1-19. They lead Bannockburn 1-4-10, 9 points of difference. Sean Lewis has 2, and Tom Jurek off the wing there. That's his first goal this afternoon. Back to the centre. And doing some good work in the middle there, Moranovic and also Tom Sveljack and Brett Osborne working hard against the Bannockburn Tigers midfield. It's up there again. Free kick found by the boundary umpire. It's going to go to Bell Post Hill, so a little bit of luck as well. That's what they need. Bannockburn player infringing there. It has to go to the ruckman, so it's going to be Moranovic.
They've got a battle at this stage, I think.
They certainly have. He goes long towards centre half forward. White has to go. Delahunt in front, tries to tap it on, falls towards Henderson at the front of the pack. Handball to Corey Flanagan at half back. Spiral torpedo towards Winter. He's surrounded by Panthers. Nathan Lewis is one of them. Just a quick left foot kick to nobody in particular. Up towards Feldman, tries to tap it on. Tried to kick off the ground there was Delahunt. Running through the pack, Nathan Rose. He's tackled. Cook tries to break the tackle. He can't do so. Pack's still developing there. Bartolo and Nathan Rose fight hard for their respective sides. And it is going to be a ball up as David Cook and Robbie Henderson just exchange phone numbers and have a bit of a chat about the game at half back. And a little bit of feeling coming into the game. Umpire Flowers is going to bounce the ball down as he's done so, and they've got the numbers, the Tigers. Delahunt's one of them. He's shepherded, then he gets a high tackle, so Delahunt to take the free kick. But now umpire Armstrong has
the blood rule.
Yep, sent Henderson off with the blood rule, so there will be a break in play. Delahunt has the ball at half back, and Robbie Henderson will come off the ground. Paul Smith will come on, and Henderson off with the blood rule.
Ball at half back. Delahunt has the ball on the mark. Standing the mark is Brett Osborne, but the umpire's waiting for the player from Bannockburn to take up his position before he'll resume the game. Delahunt drives it up to centre wing position. Corey Flanagan's got the front position. Punched away by him by Nathan Rose. Has a second dip at it. Ball up in the air again, but it comes down to the ground now. It's handballed off. Picked up there by the player there in Sakuto. Drives it up to the half forward flank. Punched away over the back there by Sean Lewis. Comes out onto the ground position. Picked up there by the player there in Phil Smith for the Bannockburn side. Handballs it towards the boundary line and it bounces over that line and will be thrown in about 50 metres around from the Bell Post Hill goal here on the members' side of the ground. 19 plays 10, and we've been playing how many minutes, Joe?
24 minutes.
24 minutes of this first quarter. Picked up by Smeljack. Hand passes it back to Osborne. Osborne gets a kick. Hurried kick up to the forward line, looking for his teammate up there in Jurek. Jurek can't get control of the ball. It's bouncing around him, but over the back of the pack was the Bannockburn play. Could have infringed, but it picked up there by the Bell Post Hill player there in Wall. Drove it into the forward line. His teammates up. Picked it onto his boot, right into the teeth of goal there. No player can get control. It kicked off the ground there by the Bell Post Hill team, but it runs straight across the face of goal. Comes out towards White. White directs the ball back for his teammate over there and finds him in Brett Feldman. And Brett Feldman's got the ball about 35 to 40 metres out on about a 45-degree angle and will be kicking to the Geelong end of Victoria Park here.
Good disciplined play there from David White. Was in the forward pocket on the outer side. Just kicked it back to Feldman, who's about 40 out. We're kicking for his first goal and Bell Post Hill fourth. He comes in now. Looks good off the boot. He might have just missed it, though, to the near side. In fact, he missed
nice
everything
mark,
but it was a mark.
He paid the mark.
He paid the mark. Sean Lewis was still in play when he took the mark. It was close to the boundary line, but the youngster took a good overhead mark and will be on the boundary line kicking for goal. And the man standing the mark is Paul Smith. He's right on behind post, so he's about 10 metres out. Lewis now, is he going to go check side? He runs around on his left boot, kicks it straight across the teeth of goal. There was nobody there for bell post. Still Shaw though. Butch Shaw made a mistake. Handball from Martin back. Good play. Feldman gets tackled as he kicks it. Still in there in the teeth of goal. Wall roved beautifully. Goal, is it? Oh, he's hit the post.
Nice bit of roving there by the player there in Wall for the David Wall, the captain of the Bellpost Hill side. Picked that up off the pack, banged it onto his left boot, but unfortunately for him and his team, it hit the post, the bottom part of the goal post, and only registered one behind for his team. As on the LBW chart of the count and scoreboard, Bellpost Hill 3-2-20, Bannockburn 1-4-10. Ball kicked in by the Bannockburn fullback out to the half-back flank position. Players from both sides going in hard. They can't control the footy at ground level. It was picked up now by that player there in Barton, gets it over to Smelljack. Smelljack up to centre half forward, punched away by Hewitt on that occasion. Comes down to ground again. Brett Feldman working it hard, punches the ball out towards his teammate, but he can't get control of the ball either. The ball's on ground level. It's kicked off the ground out towards Wayne Colliger now. He's got the ball in the wing position, takes a bounce, handballs it over now to that player over there in number 22 in Troy Shaw, who drives it up to the full forward line, up there looking for his captain and coach, but he couldn't find him on that occasion as the ball was punched away by the Bellpost Hill defence. It went over the boundary line and will be thrown in about 20 metres around from the Bannockburn goal.
Good play by Scooter there to push it away from Winter. Troy Shaw and Moranovic to do the ruck work. Boundary throw in. 3-2 plays 1-4, close to the quarter time here at Victoria Park. GDFL match of the day. Falls to the bottom of the pack. Clinton Shaw gets it. Left foot kick around the corner. Cameron Carr is leading O'Keefe to the ball and takes the mark. Matty Lewis runs off him, goes right foot towards the wing, looking for his brother Sean. Use his body. Good punch away. Nathan Rose. Paul Smith just for the safety of the boundary line with Sean Lewis and also David Cook right next to him. Pushed it out. It's going to be a boundary thrown in front of our commentary box here at Victoria Park on the grandstand side.
20 plays 10.
We've been going 26.5 minutes in this first quarter. So Bellpost still doing quite well. Moranovic, good tap down to Sveljak again. They've done that on a number of occasions in this quarter. Osborne was an underground handball there towards Sean Lewis again, who's probably been Bellpost Hill's best player with 2 goals as well. But Paul Smith and Nathan Rose were right there as well. It's going to be another boundary throw in. Sveljak and Moranovic working very hard in midfield for Bellpost Hill. And Moranovic will do the ruck work again. Tap to Sveljak again. Handball though, chopped off by Butcher on this occasion. A high kick, and it's going to be out of bounds on the full, so a penalty free kick to be taken for Bellpost Hill. It's going to be Nathan Lewis. Lewis kicks it laterally across to Brad Martin on the wing. He takes the mark. He's been a good player in his first quarter also over the Panthers. Goes towards centre half forward. Roworth up there. Good mark too. Under pressure from Wall. Darren Roworth takes the mark. Handball goes out towards Matty East at half back to set something up, a short little kick. Oh, O'Keefe, tackle, but a push in the back. Oh, play on the call by umpire Flowers there. He's wrapped up Stephen O'Keefe by Scooter and Carr, and it will be a ball up.
The poor kick off the boot of Matthew East there.
It was, wasn't it?
Certainly didn't help his teammate upfield. He had the front position and all, but didn't help him at all. Bounced down by the umpire. Up they go. Moranovic gets a tap down on this occasion. Comes out to his teammate there at half back, and it's kicked off that by that player in Christian Sakuta up to the half forward line. Come up to Wall. Wall roving the ball off the pack. Directs it up nicely to the full forward and finds his teammate up there in David White, the senior assistant coach for the Bellpost Hill side, and he will be shooting from about 30 metres out on about a 45-degree angle. Nice set up there. Good roving there off the pack there by David Wall, and certainly aided his teammate up forward. White comes in, and I think it's a nice kick judging by his teammate, and the goal square is clapping, and certainly another goal to the Bellpost Hill side as they move on the LBW chart of the count and the scoreboard to 4-2-26, and they're playing all over Bannockburn at the moment here at Victoria Park, who are 1-4-10.
We've been playing 27.5 minutes in this first quarter, so Bellpost Hill have started very well. 4 goals. David White's first goal there this afternoon. And good play from David Wall again in midfield and has been very influential. Most of the midfield players have been on top of their game for Bellpost Hill this afternoon. Back to the centre. Moranovic, Ed Moore to do the ruck work. Moranovic, who's been the best ruckman on the ground so far, gets a push in the back. Troy Colliger, good handball. High tackle anyway. He's going to get the free kick. And Troy Colliger will take it in the centre of the ground for Bannockburn. He's got Butcher wide, but he elects to go long towards Andrews, leading him Hancock to the race. Good punch away by Matchovic. Ronnie Pilgrim now, and also David Wall getting across there. He's surrounded by Tigers. Roworth there with him with Wall also. Roworth does very well to push him off the ball and then get the ball back. Handball is poor though. Cameron Carr, steady as you like in defence of Bellpost Hill. Kicks under the ground looking for the boundary line and finds the safety of it outside 50 for the Bellpost Hill defence.
Yeah, good defensive work by Cameron Carr there. He had no options to go up forward or to kick to on the wing position and had to go to the saviour of the boundary line and did so quite comfortably. Ball thrown in out there once again, picked up there by that player in Moore. The handball's over the back. It comes out to Matthew East. Comes out now to also Stephen Winter. He likes to go back into traffic, but gets the boot off and finds Darren Roweth up there at half-forward flank for the Bannockburn side. He's about 45 metres out. He's probably too far for Darren Roweth, and he will give it off. He likes to go across to Stephen O'Keefe at centre half-forward. He gets hotly collared there. No free kick. He pushes the ball out to Christian Shaw on that, Clinton Shaw on that occasion. Both players from both teams going in hard there at ground level. Clinton Shaw handballs it out on this occasion now, but no player can get control of it here. But due to the pressure of the game, it comes out now from that pack of players there. It's picked up there by Christian Sakuta. A hurry kick out towards the wing position. Doesn't find anyone, but Flanagan holds his ground. Taps it over to his teammate there in Dallahan. Directs it across to the centre of the ground, but only chipping in there was Sean Lewis. He handballed it off to his teammate there in Feldman, who couldn't control the ball. It comes now back to Christian Shaw. Christian Shaw gets it over to Troy Colliger. Troy Colliger sends it up to the half-forward flank and finds Clinton Shaw there, and he's about 55 metres out from goal and on a 45-degree angle. And good post, a much-needed goal to the Bannockburn side. The leads are coming, but elected to ignore them on this occasion, and he'll have a shot for goal himself. Obviously backs himself here, Jason.
Yeah, Clinton Shaw coming in now. Will kick on 50. It's a poor kick off the boot, be in front of the pack. Nobody is. Cameron Carr is, though, for Bellpost Hill. He takes the mark on a 10-metre square. Will kick it to the outer side, looking for David Cook. It's a poor kick, though. Winter and Cook, the coaches, the respective coaches of the sides, are going at it. Winter didn't keep his feet. Cook did and picked the ball up, and then Winter comes at him. That's dropping the ball. It's got to be a free kick. No, it isn't. Umpire Flower says play on. Handball by Matchovic is smothered by O'Keefe. It's going to be a boundary throw in half-forward. Close to siren time. We have been playing 30 minutes in this first quarter, and it's Bellpost Hill 4-2-26. They're leading at Bannockburn 1-4-10. Hope you're enjoying the coverage live and exclusive on 89.1 Country FM this afternoon. GDFL match of the day, round 15. Tap out by East, only as far as David Cook. He gets a right foot kick back towards Martin, who stands his ground, pushing the back though for Bannockburn there. It's not going to matter because it's quarter time here at Victoria Park, and the visitors, Bellpost Hill, have got a little bit of a break over Bannockburn. They're 4-2-26. Bannockburn are 1-4-10. A 16-point lead for Bellpost Hill at quarter time. The goal kickers for Bellpost Hill, Sean Lewis has 2, and singles to David White and Tom Jurek, while the Bannockburn sole goal kicker is Ron Pilgrim with a good snap over his right shoulder. So 16 points of difference at quarter time. Chris, some of the better players for both sides.
Oh, for Bannockburn, I felt that they didn't have too many good players at all in their side, but their on-ballers certainly need to lift. Troy Colliger's trying hard around the centre area. Up forward, we've got Clinton Shaw playing well across half-forward line, and the ruckman in Peter Moore's trying to outmuscle the Bellpost Hill player, but certainly not using his height to an advantage at this stage. But Bannockburn certainly need to get into the game in the second quarter, but better players for Bellpost Hill. Where do you stop? Sean Lewis with his 2 goals up forward in the half-forward line, a very good player. Tommy Smeljack on the ball is playing a very good game. Cameron Carr, very solid in defence, has taken about 3 marks in the last line of defence for his team. And Mark Hancock has been an effective defender down there as well. Christian Sakuta on half-back is playing quite well. Brett Osborne on the ball is picking up a number of possessions, as is David Cook, their senior coach. But certainly they have a number of better players. I didn't think that the intensity of the game was there. It seemed to pick up towards the end of that quarter. But certainly Bellpost Hill delivering the ball more effectively into their forward line than are Bannockburn at this stage. And that's why the result is 4-2 at this stage to 1-4.
Yep, Bellpost Hill 4-2-26 lead to Bannockburn 1-4-10 by 16 points at quarter time. We'll be back with all the action of the second quarter. GDFL match of the day, round 15 from Victoria Park after this on